Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 787. Yeah, we're only doing one episode this week, and it's mostly my fault and everything. I just waited too long to get started on this, and I do have to go to the bar tonight, hang out with my friend, and all of that jazz. So, yeah, it's completely on me. It's completely on me. I own up to that. But we're still doing at least one episode. Another reason why we're only doing one is because for some reason, the website, like Kiss Anime, for some reason was telling me I hadn't done 785 and 786, so that's what I thought I was on. And then I downloaded them and realized, no, I had done those two. And so the only one I actually have downloaded that I haven't reacted to right now is 787, so that's another reason. But yeah, the biggest reason is I just don't have time at this point, because I have to shave, I have to get everything ready to go. So yeah. But like I said, we are still doing this episode. And yeah. Last we left off, we finally got to see Big Mom in all of her glory, I guess you could say. It was this really weird scene at the end of the last episode. We see Luffy and the Sanji retrieval team is at this chocolate island. Everything in the village made of chocolate, even the houses and stuff. You can have as much as you want within reason and stuff like that. Like the only way you can eat houses and stuff is like if you're a demolition crew, which is hilarious. And they met Pudding, who is the fiance of Sanji. Who seems pretty nice and everything so far. I'm interested to see more about her. They don't actually know who she is, though. Like, they're just talking to her and everything. They don't know that she's Sanji's fiance, so that's going to be an interesting reveal. Yeah. And we also had someone in the village recognize Pedro. And Pedro's like, quiet. You can't tell anyone I'm here. You have to keep it a secret and everything. And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. But it's like, that kind of also leads us to think that, I mean, it's more than just, I think, a Zoe. Because obviously the Zoe was there, or the mink, rather. The mink from Zoe. It's more than just another mink being there and just recognizing him from, being on Zoe. They drew attention to it, and that makes me feel like it's important. So that's going to come into place. I think that especially with Big Mom's policy towards welcoming anyone of any race and whatnot into her utopia, I think that maybe Pedro has some history with her. I mean, it's not unbelievable, not at all. So I'm interested to see exactly what comes of that. I don't know if it's going to happen right away. I don't even know exactly how long this arc is. So, we'll just see as we go on. We didn't see Sanji in the last set of episodes. We saw him at the beginning of the arc, but then we had a few episodes where he wasn't really focused on or featured. It was focusing more on Luffy and the crew and that side of things. So, wonder if we'll see him this episode. Either way, I'm interested and excited to find out. So, that being said, we're going to get right into this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play, because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so, this episode we had pudding, and we had a lot of pudding. And I was trying to think of a way to make that into a joke, but it didn't work. Yeah, so we got to see more of Pudding, and we found out that she does legitimately love Sanji. She's only met him once, but she just has kind of instantly fell for him. And here's the thing. I'm gonna kind of be a sourpuss here and reiterate my common statement of true love doesn't, or true love exists. Love at first sight doesn't exist. That's kind of the idea it's going with here, that she fell in love with him kind of right away. And I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Love takes time, it takes effort, it takes understanding. You can't fall in love with someone just by seeing them. You can find them attractive. You can find even their personality very enchanting. But you're not actually in love with them. It's I don't even want to use the term lust here because it makes it sound dirty or dark or wrong. Um, but it's more like she just has this she's just enthralled by who he is and by his personality and everything. I don't think she mentioned anything about specifically his appearance or whatnot. But she cares for him. She does care for him, that much we can say. And because she cares for him, she kind of shows what that really means by um, basically saying that she wants him to be happy, even if that means that they don't end up together. She wants him to be happy, and she knows that that for him means going back to his friends. So she's going to help the Straw Hat crew. Now, as I said again, I am not going to I am not going to just completely pass on the idea that she might be tricking them. She very well could be. Um, she might be tricking them. She might be really manipulative and cunning. Um, I really hope she's not, though, because I like it when these characters just have these kind of independent personalities compared to their families. Like Sanji, from what we can tell, is kind of in that realm. From what we know, of the Vinsmoke family, he's definitely the black sheep of the family, or I guess the black foot of the family, to use that term. um, so I would like to see that Pudding would actually kind of be in the same boat as him. She'd be the black sheep of the Charlotte family, to where she's unlike the rest of Big Mom's children, to the point where she actually is a good person and just doesn't really agree with her mother's ideals. And considering how many children her family has, how many children Big Mom has, I have to assume that there's probably a couple more who also are just good people. It can't just be Pudding. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I am hoping for here. Now, we see Sanji for a brief scene here, and he's going towards what appears to be a Jerma 66 ship, so he's meeting with someone in his family. Meanwhile, on Brock Kali Island, geez, um, we see that two other members of the Vinsmoke family are raiding the place. We don't know who those two are specifically, though, because we've only met two of them prior to now. We've only met Yanji and Reiju. And the big thing at the end, the big mystery, is where is Peckums? Peckums is missing from the ship, but in the bathroom there is a, a message etched on the wall that says "Turn back." And even Luffy is smart enough to realize that if they don't turn back, something will happen. And he even warns everyone else, be prepared for that. Like, this is like probably an example of Luffy at his smartest. I mean, yes, right afterwards he does say, oh, we're going on. We're continuing on. We're not turning back. Which you could kind of say is a little bit stupid. But I've said before how Luffy is a dumb character. And he is. He is a dumb character. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have those moments of intelligence, of cleverness. And this is one of those moments where he shows that he can actually be intelligent. And one way I've described it in the past is that Luffy is smarter than even he thinks he is. That Luffy just kind of acts the way he does because he likes to, but that if he actually put his mind to it, he could be really fucking smart. And I kind of still believe that if he actually put his mind to it, if he actually put effort into it, he could probably be extremely intelligent. But as he is, the way he prefers to act, the way he prefers to live his life, he's dumb a lot of the time and most of the time. But then he'll have these moments where that intelligence that's kind of buried deep within his mind pops out. And this is definitely one of them. And I mean, it's something super simple. Like I said, he's just like telling his friends, be vigilant, keep on your guard. Don't take this basically threat. Don't take it lightly. He's making very sure to say that, and it's a moment where he clearly understands what this could mean. And they don't even know the details behind it. They don't know if Peckham's left that and kind of just betrayed them in a way. They don't know if someone kidnapped Peckham's and left that message. So it's really cool to see that for Luffy. And there's only really one other thing I want to talk about with these afterthoughts. Regarding that message. Why was it left in the bathroom? I mean, yeah, eventually they're going to see it, but you have to assume, like, wouldn't you leave that in a place where it would definitely be a lot easier to find, a lot more obvious even? Somewhere where they would get that message a lot more clearly and quickly? So put it in the bathroom, honestly, makes little sense to me. It would have made more sense to etch it on the mast or something. Or on the door that leads into the one of the doors that leads into the cabins and stuff. But to leave it in the bathroom? I don't get that. I do not get that. That makes little to no sense to me. But it's not a big deal, believe me. I'm not like saying it's like this huge horrible problem with the episode. No, it's not a big deal. It's just something I noticed and something I was like, why? Why the bathroom? The only thing I can think of is if maybe Peckham's was in there, if he was kidnapped, maybe he was in there when he was kidnapped, and that's just where the kidnapper wrote it at the time, or etched it in. And yeah, the question we have to ask is, who is the kidnapper? Is it a member of the Vinsmoke family, a member of the Charlotte family, someone else? It's hard to say. Or maybe it is just Peckham's. Maybe he did just betray them, but was still kind enough to warn them and tell them, just go. We don't know. We don't know. But there's definitely a lot of setup in this episode, and I can't wait to see where they take it. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of One Piece, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,